Crown Jewel 2024 predictions. Let's do it. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Bit of a strange one, right? But I'm sure we'll break this down further in the stream. But when it comes to this match, I actually think it is better for Liv to win it. She hasn't done that much lately other than look scared all the time of Rhea Ripley. And I think giving this new championship to Nia might muddy the waters when it comes to a potential Tiffany cash-in. Maybe we'll see it at Crown Jewel. I know there's rumours out there about that. But I think it's best to give it to Liv. Make the Judgment Day look strong for a little bit because of it. And we'll go from there.
Okay, so the first match to predict is the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. I'm going Championship for the sake of it. We'll delve into that more on the stream, I'm sure. But the Women's Crown Jewel Championship, which is between Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Now, the thing is, they've really, in my opinion, made Liv Morgan look really weak in her whole entire feud with Rhea Ripley. She just runs away every single week. And obviously Nia Jax is, you know, has been really booked for quite well, I think. So this is an interesting one because can Liv Morgan realistically beat Nia Jax? The answer is yes, obviously as it's wrestling. But in this scenario, does she? I don't think so. I think Rhea, I think there'll be some sort of shenanigans and Rhea will cost her the match is my prediction. So yeah, I'll go with a victory for Nia Jax.
So these are my predictions for WWE Crown Jewel 2024. Firstly, we are going to go with the Women's Crown Jewel Championship, which is between Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Spoiler, I don't think either woman is going to be leaving with that championship. I think we are going to see a Tiffany Stratton cash in on one of the women, maybe beforehand or maybe at Crown Jewel itself. And Tiffany Stratton is going to be the one who walks out of Crown Jewel as the Crown Jewel champion.
Big Bronson Reed versus Seth freaking Rollins. Bronson has looked amazing lately, and I think that's got to continue. Although it's great to see Seth back, I do think it's better if they put the younger guy over here. So for me, Bronson Reed's got to come out looking victorious, come out looking strong like he has on Raw for the past few months. And Seth, well, you can afford to take the loss, right?
Seth Rollins and Big Bronson Reed. Now this one's been brewing for a number of months now actually. Bronson Reed has been on a kind of tear on Monday Night Raw, hasn't he, the last kind of few months. You know, really has been looking impressive. The thing is though, Seth Rollins is almost, it sounds really weird this, and I'll delve into it more on the stream I'm sure, but Seth Rollins is almost like the poster boy for Saudi events in a weird way. Like between him and Lesnar, and obviously Lesnar hasn't been around for the past year and a bit, Seth Rollins always kind of seems to pop up at these things, and he's had a lot of success and been involved in a lot of moments at Saudi. While I would like Bronson Reed, and I think he kind of needs the win, I can see it being a case of Rollins getting, or do they? Do they extend this feud maybe and Rollins gets to win back down the line? Because Rollins didn't need the win, but I'm assuming that Rollins will go into a feud with another main event guy after this, which is annoying because I think Bronson Reed needs to run a bit more. Oh, I'll go with Seth Rollins to win, but I really want Bronson Reed to win.
So the next one is obviously going to be Seth Rollins against Bronson Reed. Now this one, see, I think Seth is one of these that's going to want to put he's going to want to put the younger talent over. So I think Bronson Reed is going to come out of this one victorious.
Men's Crown Jewel Championship. Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, facing WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. Now this is where you back yourself into a bit of a corner when it comes to booking, right? Because same as Night of Champions and all those kind of events that they used to do, it creates a dilemma when you've got a champion that needs to look stronger than another champion. And the real issue here is the World Heavyweight Championship is obviously the secondary title. So I think the best thing to do is to make that title look stronger by having its champion look stronger. The issue is, I'm not sure they're going to do that. We do have the whole situation with Goldberg. Will we see an interference? Yeah, I'm going to say Goldberg and Gunther's going to be a thing at Survivor Series. So for that to take place, he's got to cost him a Crown Jewel. So I'm going with Cody Rhodes winning this one.
And then you've got the men's Crown Jewel Championship contest between Raw's Gunther, World Heavyweight Champion, and of course Cody Rhodes, the current WWE Champion from Friday Night SmackDown. All these matches actually are really interesting because I know it's kind of a cop-out to say they could go either way, but I really think this one could. The thing is with Cody, like, he won last month. Gunther, he so rarely loses. But does he lose here? The whole Goldberg thing's thrown like a kind of span in the works as well. Like, will Goldberg show up? Because I think Gunther is someone who's kind of struggled, been lost in translation with the main roster. Like, you know, people don't really get what he does, I think. And he's not up there yet with the Cody Rhodeses. I will go with it playing it safe and say Cody Rhodes. Even though they do like a DQ or non-finish, I think it will favour Cody Rhodes. I'll go Cody Rhodes winning. I'd like to see Goldberg as well. Yeah, Cody Rhodes winning with Goldberg kind of in the vicinity.
Next, we are going to go with the Men's Crown Jewel Championship, which is between Gunther and Cody Rhodes. Now, this one I think is going to be won by Gunther. I think Gunther's going to win because I think Cody Rhodes is going to interfere himself too much in this Bloodline story. And I think the Bloodline are going to get involved and cost Cody Rhodes this match.
More Crown Jewel predictions for you. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Now, this is the battle of who turns on Cody the hardest, right? We've already seen Kevin Owens do it, and surely it's happening soon with Randy Orton. Now, in order to get there, I feel like we need Randy to continually have this dilemma in his head of, why am I acting like this? I need to go in this opposite direction. By seeing Kevin be a bit more successful than he's been lately. And I think Kevin Owens therefore needs to win this match so that Randy can start to have those cogs turning once more about potentially changing up his game plan and therefore turning on Cody Rhodes as a result. So for me, Kevin Owens is winning this one.
Right, so extra predictions now. The match between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens is going down. This obviously follows Kevin Owens turning a few weeks back on Cody Rhodes, and that kind of an interesting segment now, I guess, as it wasn't shown on main WWE television, but it was a good way for them to use their social media reach. Now, it's interesting. I think Randy needs to win, but I don't see it happening straight away in this. So I would go for Kevin Owens to be victorious.
Okay, then we also have the Kevin Owens-Randy Orton match, which has now been officially announced. This one, I think we are going to see Randy Orton victorious. I think it's going to be a very, very big back and forth match. We may even see an appearance from Triple H in this one, basically saying that he wanted to protect Randy Orton, not protect Kevin Owens in this one. So potentially, I reckon on the night we could even see Triple H added as a special guest referee.
LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes for the US title. Now, this is actually a difficult one to predict in my eyes because this feud has been good. This three-way feud has been a bit kind of confusing as far as who's going to come out on top, and I still feel the same way now. It doesn't feel any clearer to me. So surely LA Knight's got to lose it at some point, right? But I don't see either of the other two being in that position to take it just yet. So for that reason, I feel like we should hold out a bit longer. But then again, this feud's been going on for quite a while, and it's weird to say that about a three-way feud, right? The other thing is that Carmelo feels different to how he felt in NXT. I've enjoyed his work, and Andrade feels different to how he used to be on WWE. I've also enjoyed his work as well. I just don't feel like either of them are getting that title just yet. Maybe it'd be more clear-cut if it was a one-on-one, but maybe that's why they're doing a triple threat. But you know what, LA Knight.
Next up, we have a triple threat match for the United States Championship as LA Knight takes on the forever dueling partnership buddies of Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. Now, I think as LA Knight only just won the championship, this is like his big showing in Saudi. I don't see him losing the championship. So I will go, I think one of Andrade, Carmelo will cost each other the match. I mean, the match is always good with them two, but hopefully that ends it there. But I would say, yeah, LA Knight to still be United States champion.
So we have LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes for the WWE United States Championship. I think LA Knight is coming out of this one still as your United States champion.
Women's tag team titles on the line. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defended against Lash Legend, Jakarta Jackson, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And Damage Control, that's it. It's a bit of a long one, this one, but hey, going to be exciting to see 8 incredible women in the ring battling out to see who comes out on top, and I think it's going to be the current champs. I don't see a reason to take it off of them just yet, and I do feel like they are going to start turning into a bit more of a heel duo, and in order to do that, I think they need to keep the titles. But then again, you could argue that losing them could kind of be that final straw for them, so I guess we could see. But for me, it just makes the most sense at the moment to keep it on the current champions of Cargill and Belair.
Next up to predict, we have a fatal 4-way tag team match for the Women's Tag Championship, which is actually quite huge, to be fair. It shows, I think, the importance of the Saudi deal to WWE. Now, I like the way this is all kind of intertwined throughout Raw, SmackDown and NXT the past few weeks. And yeah, it's a nice way to set up this match. Do I see a title change? Do I see a title change? I kind of could do. But, I mean, I'm going to risk it. I think a good way to show that, you know, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson are going to be treated well on the main roster is to have them win this match. And the Fatal 4-Way is also how Bianca and Jade lost the tag belts originally. Back at Clash at the Castle, wasn't it? To Unholy Union, which obviously who aren't in this match. But yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go bold. I think, you know, they could obviously then set up a rematch and then they win them back. And I think they're really trying to establish more women, more tag teams in general, but definitely more tag teams for the women. So I will go with a victory for Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Now for the women's fatal 4-way match, I don't see anybody other than Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill coming out of this one as your women's tag team champions. As much as I could probably see Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend coming out as the champions, I just don't see it.
And then a last minute addition has been a Bloodline 6-man tag, which I think has probably come because Saudi have heard about Survivor Series being War Games and look, we need the Bloodline Now show too. Now this is an interesting one because I think it's going to be very story driven. And I don't know if it's going to end cleanly. I think surely you'd end it in a kind of undecisive way and then you'd go forwards to Survivor Series kind of with it unanswered. So, I mean, if there's like a DQ or something, I guess it'd be a DQ the villains would get. So then I'd go with whatever team Roman Reigns is on to win, but I think it'll be by a DQ.
We go into the big 6-man tag team match, the Bloodline versus the original Bloodline. I reckon this one is going to be the original Bloodline, so Roman and the Usos that are going to come out on top in this one. I think there may be some interferences in this galore, obviously it being that kind of thing. I think this is going to main event the show.
Join us on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel on our build-up show for Crown Jewel, and thanks for watching our predictions.